Well, hey guys, I am working on the audiobook today, and I thought I'd show you what it's like. So I've got Pro Tools right behind you here, and yeah, here we are, set up in the old studio, and I'm gonna read chapter 6, which is a chapter called Doubt, and I'm just gonna read it, and you can watch. How thrilling! Wow, YouTube for the win, crushing, exciting. Wow, this is thrilling. This is where we're at with the internet in 2025. Watch me work. Okay, watch me work. Watch me nay nay. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna hit record. Chapter 6. Here we go. All right. Chapter 6. Doubt. Then there's a song lyric, and I'm gonna actually come back later and sing that, and with like the guitar. So then I'll say, "Just as I am." Charlotte Elliott, 1836. I would love to see a miracle. I would love for something so wild and unexplainable to happen that my faith didn't have to be faith anymore. I'd love to be healed, to fix all my problems and make the pain go away, to part the sea of my mortgage and medical bills and my mild to medium. Yep, great. Crushing already. Crushing it. To part the sea of my mortgage and medical bills and my mild to medium seasonal depression. This has got to be why people were always flocking around Jesus. Not because they wanted to love their enemies and lay down their lives in humility, but because they wanted to see what was going on. They wanted to see crazy things happen. They wanted to be healed. Wouldn't we all be in that crowd? I think if I was given the choice between making all that hurt, I think if I gotta remember, like, what, how was I imagining this being read in my head? Whew. I think if I was given the choice between making all that hurts or troubles me go away, or actually seeing God very clearly in some undeniable, scientifically accountable, doubt eliminating way, I would keep my pain and problems every time. I would know then for certain how temporary they were and how secure I really was. We are not given that clarity, though. Instead, we are born with a coin in our hand with faith on one side and doubt on the other. Whichever face you choose to look at, the other is right there, gnawing into your palm. That's good news for the doubter and a thorn in the side of the faithful. We don't like to think about it, however, and we really don't like to talk about it. In my church culture growing up, doubting was viewed as sinful, an act of rebellion. Perhaps you've seen the movies where the atheist professors are finally converted by self-righteous culture warrior students who, yes, waver in their faith on their knees a little bit in the second act, but emerge triumphant in the big classroom showdown finale. America's for winners, after all. Big slogans, short sentences, no fear, no doubt. Doubting makes us feel weak, and we don't like that. It doesn't give the best look or move products off the shelves. Well, we can't have that. So we clench our fists and hide what's real, inadvertently giving what's not allowed to be spoken more power. And yet, for me, it was like those Sunday night hymn sings were sent as messages in bottles, floating in the ocean, waiting for their moment to be discovered, just when they were needed. And I'm going to sing a couple little sections of songs right here, but I'm going to sing these a cappella because they're not the intro. After I drink some tea. Isn't this thrilling, YouTube? How does that melody go? I know this song. I've sang this song 8 bajillion times. I'm the expert. Hope is built on nothing. Darkness fails. So that's how it goes. All right. When darkness veils his lovely face, I rest on his unchanging grace. My hope is built on nothing less. Edward Mote, 1834. O Lord, haste the day when my faith shall be sight. It is well with my soul. Horatio Spafford, 1873. Ooh, I should not have put that in there. I quoted that in the last chapter. I thought we took that out. Whoops. I'm finding a couple of those things. We walk by faith and not by sight. I gotta look that melody up. I'm gonna punch that in later. Okay. Make a little note. Punch. Okay. I can't remember the melody of that one. My wife and a friend are talking upstairs, and I hope that that is not bleeding into this. I have plugins, which can get a lot of that stuff out, but that is dripping on the floor. Okay. I do have this handy mug, which heats the tea up as you drink it, and it keeps remaking the tea, and that's amazing. All right, page 37. Let me punch in right there. I can do that. It turns out I grew up singing about doubt. I just didn't realize it. Like the hero in those cheesy movies, after a much darker second act, Jesus did indeed emerge victorious at the finale. Victorious, but scarred. He has actual holes in his hands, a giant wound still in his side. When he visits his friends a little later, some are excited to see him. Some are freaked out. I get that. Oh, my stomach just made a weird noise. 'Cause I need to eat lunch. Some are... You can't... Some... Oh. Definitely pick that up. They're saying goodbye. They're loud. Some are excited. Some are freaked. Oh. They're being chatty. Which is good. I want my wife to have friends. Some are freaked out. I get that. The Apostle John makes sure to tell us the story of his friend Thomas, who says he has to touch those wounds before accepting what others are telling him. The friends wanted Jesus to stay with them, to be who and what they wanted him to be. And so, faith it was for them, and faith it is for us. And that means doubt. You simply can't have one without the other. Two sides of the same coin. Faith is believing in what we can't see, even though what we want to see is Jesus in the flesh right here beside us. We don't get that, and yes, that is hard. But we are not left alone. The same John who tells us about his friend Thomas also shares something Jesus said shortly before the crucifixion. But the advocate, or helper, friend, counselor, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things, and will remind you of everything I have said to you. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Troubled? Troubled. Don't let your hearts be troubled, guys. Don't let your hearts be... Lord's gonna trouble the water. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John 14, 26 and 27. A few years later, he writes this in 1 John 4:12. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. We have the Spirit within us. We have God's people around us. When we cannot see, we are still seen. That's why we can sing of our doubt and watch it actually strengthen our faith. It's like a muscle. muscle in my stomach making noise. Or did it rumble there? It's like a muscle. The resistance in your exercise is what helps you grow. If you want to have stronger arms, you have to lift things that make your arms feel weak. The more you do that, the more your arms can lift. By acknowledging and even singing about our doubt, we make room for the Spirit to begin to chip away at its power. They're laughing. This is why I usually record all my acoustic guitars late at night after everybody goes to bed. You can't hear it, but I'm playing it back and then I jump in. By acknowledging and even singing about acknowledge. We make room for the Spirit to begin to chip away at its power. Don't think, though, that I'm painting you some rosy picture. Doubting God is the loneliest place I've known. It has made me question everything about who I am and what I am and my place in my family, my community, and my own mind. Do you know this feeling? When you're so deep in the valley that it's hard to even remember the mountaintop experience you used to think was your faith? It's why I find such solace in these old songs. Such solace in these songs. Such solace in these songs. It's why I find such solace in these old songs, knowing that others have been to this place too. I wish we had more songs like them today. We need them. My friend Kevin, the one who taught us all about the great hymns, was particularly fond of the writer Anne Steele. Her songs ache with beauty and carry a poetic passion uncommon in hymns of similar theological depth. She suffered greatly from her own illness and loneliness and multiple family deaths. And yet you can see in her writing the comfort and delight she found in Christ, the beautiful way she intertwines her doubts, suffering, and humanity with the... Oh, that was weird. I kind of put a period there where I should have put a comma. However, when I was writing, I put a comma after like every third word. The beautiful way she intertwines her doubts, suffering, and humanity with the beauty and glory of Jesus is astounding. On the subject of doubt in particular, here is one of my favorites of her verses. But oh, when gloomy doubts prevail, I fear to call thee mine. The springs of comfort seem to fail, and all my hopes decline. Yet, gracious God, where shall I flee? Thou art my only trust, and still my soul would cleave to thee, though prostrate in the dust. Wow, my stomach was so loud right there. I should have gone trust. Get a little Beyonce on it. Life flee. Thou art my only trust, and still my soul would cleave to thee, though prostrate in the dust. Dear refuge of my weary soul, Anne Steele, 1717. How do I say that? Dear refuge of my weary soul, Anne Steele, 1717 to 1778. Yeah, my stomach. and Steele, 1717 to 1778. By singing honestly about our doubts, God can often mysteriously by, people are walking. I'm going to finish this. I have literally one sentence left in this chapter. I can do it. People can just be still for 10 seconds. By singing honestly about our doubts, God can often mysteriously lead us to a deeper belief. Just got to get the last, half of that sentence. God can often mysteriously lead us to a deeper belief. All right, that's it. That's chapter 6. Hopefully it was a Grammy-winning performance. Hopefully it was a decently written chapter. All right, thanks for hanging out. Hope you like the book and the audiobook. All right, I'm going to go look up that hymn that I need to learn the full melody of. I just liked the lyrics a lot in my research. All right, you guys are awesome. See ya.